Hello everyone, welcome to What's Crafting Wednesday. Lisa here. Tonight we're going to do a little sponging and stamping, but first let's just jump into our drawing from last week. I had these super cute nugget holders. Oh my goodness, are they darling. Has anybody made these yet? Let me know. Okay, I have my tickets here. And I'll tell you, I thought these were so cute, but I did not have a lot of comments last week. Where was everyone? Okay, let's mix them up and pick out the lucky Valentine winner. Okay, and I have Wendy. Woohoo, Wendy. Well, congratulations. Okay, everyone, so tonight we will be sponging and we will be celebrating. I'm going to be using the Island Vibes Celebration Stamp Set, which is free with a $50 purchase, and the Special Moments Sentiment Set, which is free with a $100 purchase. And we will be making this card. I sponged a sunrise, and then the inside, and the envelope. And the supplies that we will be using, I have a medium basic white envelope. And for the inside, I have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. And the matte layer on the front is, it's an odd size, let me remember. I believe I did it 3 3/4 by 5. And then the piece for sponging and stamping is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And our card base is basic black. It's cut at 4 1/4 by 5 by 11, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. And then in addition to the stamp sets, we will be using Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, Highland Heather, Pool Party, and Memento Tuxedo Black ink, Champagne Rhinestones, and sponges, and our stamps. Okay, so let's get started. Well, I started with the Bumblebee. And I inked from the bottom up. And when you're sponging, I know I've told you this before, but in case anybody new was out there, you just need a refresher. Always start off the paper so that you don't get big like splotches of ink when you sponge. So you start off and then you go on. And then you can just continue adding more ink so you get the desired color that you like. Now I made this darker yellow on the bottom, and then I went up with it lighter. And I went just about all the way up on the top with it. Okay, that's good for now. We probably will add a little more yellow at the end. And then next I did the Pool Party on the top. And it's good to go light because you can always go back in and add more color. But if you put too much at once, it's much harder to try and take the color away. And you just want it to be subtle also. It doesn't have to be too bright. Okay, I think that looks good. And then we're going to use the Magenta Madness to get the pink of the sunrise. And with this, you do want to be careful because it is a brighter, darker color, and it's very easy to get too much on your paper. So I'm going to ink it up very lightly to start, because again, we can always go back in and add more. And then I'm going to go across the center of the card. And I hope you can see it on camera, but the pink is slowly starting to show on the paper. I think that looks good. We don't want it too dark. And then a little bit of Highland heather. I first was going to use the gorgeous grape, but then I was afraid it would be too much purple. So I'm just going to add some of this and blend it into the pink also, because you don't want to have like distinct lines of your sponging. You want the colors to blend in together. I'm just going to put a little bit on the bottom there. That looks nice. Just a little bit more purple up here. Okay. And then I'm going to go back in with the yellow and have a little bit more coming through the sky on the top. I just want to go easy with it, just have a little bit showing through. And then just blend everything together. Okay, I'm happy with that. So you can continue to add color just to get to the depth that you're happy with. And next we will stamp the palm fronds. How about that? I wanted this to look like you're looking out over the tops of the trees at the sunrise. And since this stamp is larger than the ink pad, I do ink to stamp rather than the other way around. And I think this set is a distinctive set. It doesn't say on the box. I thought it was. Okay, that should be plenty inked. And just make sure I have it down enough. And there we have it. And the little sentiment, hello sunshine. My first card that I made, I was doing it as a sunset, which has a lot of orange in it. And then I was deciding what to put for a sentiment, and I'm like, oh, I had that like V8 moment. I should have done a sunrise. So it was back to the starting plate, and I changed the colors up a little bit and did a sunrise instead, so I could use this cute hello sunshine sentiment on it. And very easy, I just matted this onto the Magenta Madness. Just so it coordinates with the color that I sponged. Nice, bright, and tropical. Does it make you think warm weather? And I'll fold on my score here. A nice burnishing. And then I'll just add this to the front. And we'll put this aside while I do the inside. Just wanted to keep it simple. So I sponged a little bit of the pool party on the top for a sky, and then just a little bit of the yellow on the bottom, and just partially stamped the image and the sentiment, just a card to say you're amazing. We'll start with the pool party up on the top. And again, remember, you always start off your paper so you don't get hard edges or splotches. And this is just to have a little bit of subtle color on the top. Don't want anything too overbearing. I probably could have even stamped a little green on the bottom instead of the yellow, but I just went with the color I had been using. Did I sponge the whole thing? I did. Okay. Okay, that looks good to me. And with this, I stamped the sentiment first. So I had the placement for that, and I didn't stamp the fronds too far over. So I'll pull out the Memento again. Make sure my stamp is in the right direction. It's funny, I always stamp with my pad to the left. It felt funny having it on the right side. And now the fronds. And since I'm not stamping the whole image, I'll just partially stamp this. I don't have to ink the whole thing up. Okay, and then this just gets here adhered, and then we'll do some embellishing. Yes, Wendy, if you're watching, we have some bling tonight. I think you've been disappointed without bling lately. Against the black, it really stands out. And then lastly, we have our envelope. And with this, I did a little sponging also in the corner here. And I used the Bumblebee again. And with the envelope as well, I started off on the paper and then up onto the envelope. And once again, we will just partially ink up the stamp. And we'll just add our little bit of bling. I went with the champagne rhinestones to keep with the sunrise theme. And I just did like a little splattering on the front and a few on the inside. So it looks like I put a medium and a small, and then a large one down here, and then two other small ones, one right there, and one down there. And then I did put a couple on the inside as well. I just did 3 inside. And one right down there. And that is it, my friends. Easy peasy. It's very easy to stamp a sunrise. Inside again, the envelope and the card. And with the sponges, you get 3 in a package, and I cut them in quarters. So you get actually 12 wedges from one package of sponges. And the colors that I'm using, I just take a little piece of cardstock and staple it on. So I have something to hold on to, and I know what colors to use. Okay, everyone, so let me know what you think about tonight's card. Do you usually sponge? I know you've sponged in class, but do you ever sponge on your own? Do you like these stamp sets tonight? I can't believe that we're already in the 2nd month of celebration. There's what, 3 weeks left, 2.5 weeks. Unbelievable how fast it's going. All right, my crafty friends, I look forward to reading your comments and be back here next week, 7 o'clock. Don't know what yet we'll be doing. Hopefully whatever I come up with you will enjoy. So until then, have a crafty week. If you haven't already, don't forget to celebrate. And I'll see you back here 7 o'clock next week. Thanks. Bye, everyone.